Subscribe to our channel. Click on bell icon. You never miss any update. Okay, so let's begin with the very first class on automation testing. So first, today we are going to discuss about basics of automation testing, advantages, disadvantages, available tools in the market, and how Selenium works, and all those things. Today we'll have discussion on that. So first of all, what is automation testing? Anyways, we have discussed this in the introduction of manual testing only, but still, whenever any activity is automated, okay, that is called automation generally. Means if you take any example, any activity which is done by human, if it is done by some external source or force, so that is called automation, right? As a given example, like if you have a car manufacture unit, right? So earlier we used to have a lot of employees. Now, right now, robots are doing it. So it is automation, right? To collapse a building, we used to use labor, human labor. Now, machines doing it, bulldozers or proclaimers, whatever. So everything is automated. So what is automation here? A activity which is done by human, if that is replaced by some external source or force, that is called automation. Now, what happens in automation testing? Basically, yes, what the testing which is done by human, if it is done by some tool, okay, that is what automation testing is. So what we do in the manual testing, what we have done all these days in the manual testing, whenever I talk about execution, basically we go with 3 points. One, performing the user operation. As a manual tester, you are going to interact with the application and you are performing the user operations. That is point one. Point two, you are watching the actual behavior. Point three, you are providing the status. Now this three will be automated, guys. Means if you take an example of a tool, okay, any tool in the world will not understand our human language. We need to write some code in high level language, isn't it? So we need to write some instructions. We need to program it actually. So whenever you are trying to program it, we need to give that in a certain language. If you take example of QTP, we need to write VB scripting. If it is Python, it takes different languages, like it may be C#, Java, Python, right? So let's take an example here. So we have written all our Selenium code in Java, means the instructions, what the tool should do. So what instructions we are going to give, everything we are going to provide in the sense, what is username, what is password, where it should click on after login, what it should do, what we are expecting from the system, everything. And just we are going to run it. Now system will perform the activity. You are not going to do anything. Just run it and system will perform the activity. It will open the browser, it will write the username, it will write the password, it will click on sign in. So all operations are generally done by the tool now. Earlier, the three activities what we have done, user operations, tool is doing. Next, watching the actual behavior, tool will do. Providing the status also, tool will give, tool directly give you the result. So all these activities are generally done by the tool. Means the manual testing what we have done, the manual execution part what we have done, right now it is automated by some tool. Okay, so automation in the sense automating human activities in order to validate an application is called automation testing. So this testing can be performed using some scripting languages or by some third-party tools like QTP or Selenium or any other. Okay, so now we are going to talk about Selenium actually in our classes, but let us talk about advantages of automation testing. Advantages. And everyone know that excellent advantage is speed in execution. Speed in execution. Automation is very fast in execution, guys. Yes, it takes a lot of time to write the script. That is different story. But once you have done the script, you can run it multiple times and it will be very fast when compared to a manual execution. Okay, how much fast it is? So let us talk about that. Assume that we have 1,000 test cases. This is just an assumption, guys. We have 1,000 test cases and I need to execute this test cases in 3 days. 3 days. I have 3 days time. Okay. 3 days time. Understand it clearly. If I do it manually, I can do 200 test cases per day. 200 test cases per day. So 200 into 3. So hardly I can do 600 test cases in 3 days. So what about the 400 test cases? Again, there is a problem. So what is a better solution for this? First, we'll try to take someone into the project so we both can do it and complete the task. Okay. Now your lead said that no, we are not going to do it. So what is the next possible solution? Performing automation testing here. Okay. Assume that. Okay. Generally 100% automation is not done. Means all activities will not be taken into automation. 100% automation is not possible. 60 to 70% will be automation is done. Rest 40% anyways that should be done manually. 30 or 40% anyways should be done manually without any call. Okay, without any questions. So 20 or 30% should be manual and rest will be automation. In that case, I can say 600 test cases are automated, 60%. Assume that. Automated and 400 test cases are manual. Okay, this is just an assumption actually. Manual test cases cannot be converted into the automation. You need to write the code actually. You just assume that, okay, we have written already, the scripts has been written. Understand it. Okay, I'm talking about just an execution. Okay, don't connect this with the real world. Okay, it doesn't happen in the real world like this. So our point is that to check how speed it is, right? So for 600 test cases, we are automating it. 400, anyways, we need to do it manually. Okay, now per day I'm doing 200 test cases, so my 2 days has been exhausted. So only 1 day remaining. In that 1 day, I need to complete this 600 test cases. Yes or no? Now my question is it possible to execute the 600 test cases using automation in 1 day? Is that possible? If yes, how much time it will take? Anyone, guys? Is that possible to execute that 600 test cases in a day using automation? Yes or no?
I think
yes.
We can't do.
Automation will do, I think.
If S, okay, assume that it is doing it. If S, how much time it will take? How much time? 1 hour or 2 hours, 3 hours, any random.
After I will think, sir.
Okay. It takes 0 time. 0. So why I'm calling it as 0? Not even 1 minute. Okay, not even 10 minutes. Okay, at least hour. Right? Why I'm calling it as 0? There should be some logic, isn't it? Anyways, it will take time. Execution should take time, but why I'm calling it as 0? Because automation testing is unattended testing. Unattended means you need not attend while executing the test cases. Means you can run your test cases and you can do your work. Just you need to analyze the reports. There is no need to watch it while executing it. Okay, you need to write script such a way that it should automatically execute. It should do all the activities and it should give you a result. So unattended, or I can say a simple example. You can run the test batch. Okay, leave your office, come home, go home and come tomorrow and check the result. Means you are not utilizing your time. You got the point? Yes. So that's the reason we call it as 0. Assume that you have 2 machines. On one machine you are executing it, on other machine you are doing your work. Okay. So automation testing is completely unattended kind of testing. There is no need to attend it. So if you are not attending it, if you are not utilizing your time, so that's the reason we call it as 0 time. 0 time. Clear? Any questions on this? Technically, it will take time, but we call it as 0 because we are not attending it. Normally, it will take time. But anyways, very fast when compared to manual testing, very fast. But is it clear why I'm saying it as 0? Any questions on this? Anyone?
No, sir, no.
Fine. So unattended. Next, reliability and consistency. So why I'm saying automation is consistent and why I'm saying automation is reliable? even an automation, it should be operated by human. How you can say that automation is reliable? Because automation is consistent, so we are saying it is reliable. What is this? What is the link between that? I'll explain you. Assume that you want to execute 100 usernames and 100 passwords. 100 usernames and 100 passwords. Okay, I have given you a task. And as a tester, yes, you have manually done it. Write the username, password, click on sign in. Again, write the username, password, click on sign in. Write the username, password, click on sign in. You have done it 100 usernames and passwords, and you have generated a report. Absolutely fine. Right? No problem. So after reporting it, again, developer has made some changes to the application. So you need to do regression again, right? To check the impact of modifications on the existing and working components. So if you want to do the regression in the sense, again, I have given you the same task. Guys, because developer had made some changes to the application, we need to check the impact. Please, can you redo it? So again, I need to do 100 username and password. Third day, fourth day, fifth day, every day developer is changing the code, is making some change to the code, and we are doing regression. So what happens on the fourth or fifth day, doing the same activity again and again, your consistency will get decreased. This is normal. It is human tendency. We can't do same activity again and again. On a fifth or sixth day, you'll just do 50 or 60 and you'll generate the report because you know the results already, right? And you are doing it for 4 or 5 days. You are bored with it. Your consistency get decreases. Once the consistency get decreases, we can't rely on that particular concept, right? So whenever we take this into automation testing without any bore, there is no concept of bore for the automation, right? 100 username and 100 password with 100 days, it will do with the same consistency. With the same consistency, there is no question of bore for it. Okay, so consistency is there. So obviously we can rely on automation tool when compared to the manual testing. If it is a repeatable activities, normal activities, we can do it. For the repeatable activities generally. Next, script reusability and script repeatability. These two are generally scripting level advantages, guys. Scripting level advantages. Okay, what are the scripting level advantages? So this is for all the automation testing tools. This will applicable. Script reusability and repeatability. Try to understand it. If you can get it, it's good and great. If you feel any difficulty in that, don't worry. As we go into the program, you'll understand it. Okay. Yes, script repeatability and reusability. Let me talk about repeatability. Repeatability means the same thing. Assume that I want to test an application with 100 set of usernames and password. So you write the username. This is a script to write the username. This is a script to write the password. This is a script to click on sign in for one set of data. So again, we got 3 lines, isn't it? For the next set of data, do I need to write 3 lines? And again, next set of data, do I need to write the 3 lines? In the sense, if you have 100 set of data, do I need to write 100 into 300 lines of code? Not required. Okay, you can write only once, write the code only once, and write some loop statement. This is Java or Python or whatever. Write some loop statement and ask your script to execute it. Ask your script to take that into a loop. So now if I write 100 loop, then these 3 lines will be executed 100 times. It will repeat it. First, it will execute this line, this line, this line. Again, it will go back. It will execute this, this, this. Again, it will go back this, this, this. So upon it will reach us to 100, then it will stop it. Means we are repeating the same lines of statements multiple times depending on our requirement. That is repeatability. Reusability in the sense using the same sort of script multiple times. Assume that you have written for some login script. Okay, some login script you have written, Gmail login script you have written. Now you are testing some Gmail inbox. To test the Gmail inbox, obviously I need to have login. So no need to write it here. You have already written, right? You can use it from there. Okay, this is reusability. Okay, reusability. Again, you are testing some compose mail. For the compose mail also, you need to log in and check, right? So there is no need to write login script here. Already we have written take from there. This is reusability. Whenever we reuse a script for our different purposes, then that is called reusability. Repeatability, certain lines of a code, if you repeat it multiple times, iterate it, then we'll call it as repeatability. Okay, these are the two scripting level advantages. This you'll understand more as we go into the subject. Okay, yeah. These are all the advantages. Do you have any limitations? We can't say disadvantages, but limitations. Like some tools are expensive, guys. In automation, some tools are expensive. Not all tools actually. Some tools are expensive. QTP is expensive tool. Worksoft is expensive tool. Selenium is open source. The tool what we are going to use to perform automation testing in our classes. Selenium is open source, freely available. Next, for the automation, skilled resources required. Automation testers are generally paid high when compared to manual testers generally. So cost to the project or cost to the company, CTC, get increases. This is one of the limitation I can say. The major two things what I'm trying to talk now are very important. Whenever we compare to automation and manual writing the scripts and test cases, manual test cases are much easily written. It will take very less time, whereas automation scripting will take a lot of time when compared to test case preparation. Automation testing will take a lot of time for the writing the test cases. I have all this time we have discussed about execution. Execution is fast, I agree that. But writing the script, writing automation test scripts will take a lot of time, guys. Automation test cases really takes a lot of time. Okay, so that's the reason generally we take only repeating activities into the automation. It is a one-time testing activities or so. We go with manual testing only. The point is that script creation take more time when compared to test case preparation. Okay, next. And not only that, say to write the manual test cases, do we need to have application? Can we write manual test cases without application?
Yes.
Yes. If you have requirement documents, straight away we can write, but not in case of automation. You need to have initial build. At least to start writing the test scripts, you need to have initial build. So it starts a bit late technically. Okay, next. These are the limitations I can say. Scenarios which can be automated. I can say everything can be automated. Every scenario can be automated, but which is feasible and which is not. That is what we need to check. Okay, anything can be automated, but if you automate it, whether it's useful or not, that is what we need to check. Right. So generally, which are repeatable on each build, like sanity and regression testing, which happens on each and every build. When the changes occurs, we'll do regression, right? So before taking it to the testing, we'll do sanitation to check the sanity, to check the stability of the build. So these are very, very repeatable activities on each and every release. Okay, so obviously this falls under the repeatable testing. So this is the best scenario for automation. And the just now what I said, if I have 100 usernames and 100 passwords, I'm going to feed it. So generally what we do is, if really we have that kind of data, we write all the data in the Excel. From the Excel, we are going to send that to the test. Okay, automatically test will pick from the Excel. It will test it and again will write back to the Excel. So this is what we called as a data-driven testing, multiple set of data to validate it. Yes, in this case also automation is very much required. Next, compatibility testing, testing the same kind of activity on different browsers or different operating system. Again, that is also repeatable activity. So we have understood that the points which are repeating, or the test cases which are repeating, or the functionalities which are repeating, that is quite suitable for automation testing. And which are not suitable, simple and easy activities, let us make it simple and easy. One-time testing activities, do it manually only. Automation can do it. One-time testing activity also automation will do it, but it will take a lot of time. That is not feasible, isn't it? You take 2 days time to write an automation script and execute it. It takes time. Rather than that, in hours of time, you can write test cases and you can execute it. So obviously it is not possible. Ad hoc testing, you know, most commonly used GUI test, sorry, GUI testing, like background color, screen, text font, text size, this kind of testing also will not do using automation. Look and feel. Like Haddock testing or monkey testing, all this falls under informal kind of testing. Without test cases, without documentation, whenever we test it, we call it as Haddock. But generally, Haddock is done by the domain expert who has a good knowledge on application flow. Without test cases, without documentation, they will try to do this Haddock testing. So again, in this case also, automation testing is not suitable. Not suitable. Okay. So let's start with our basics of Selenium. Okay. So in this video, we are going to talk about Selenium. Now, so before talking about a Selenium, let us talk about few available tools on different environments. In the functional testing, we have QTP and Selenium. Okay, and as I said earlier, QTP has around 300, sorry, Selenium has around 300 growth in last 300% of growth in terms of job posting from past 3 years. And I can say that around 60 to 70% of the automation projects are going on Selenium. So in the functional testing, Selenium is huge now, huge. Same like that, we have one more tool, that is QTP in the functional testing, but not as good as, I mean, whenever you talk about the job posting and whenever you talk about comparison of the growth, okay, it's very low. Actually, its growth is declining, QTPs, okay, and Selenium's, it's increasing, still it is increasing. Means technically QTP's market is captured by Selenium, I mean to say. Okay, QTP or UFT. If I say QTP, if I say UFT, both the same, guys. Next, for the performance, we have Apache JMeter and HP Load Runner. For the unit testing, which is done by the developers, they have JUnit and NUnit. Okay, these are few tools available in the market. Next, we'll move on to Selenium. What is Selenium? The point one, what is Selenium? To understand it, what is Selenium, let us move on to the official website of Selenium, that is selenium.dev. Selenium.dev is the official website of Selenium. Now on the very first line, what Selenium is saying? Selenium is saying Selenium automates browsers. That's it. What does it mean, guys? What is the meaning of Selenium automates browsers?
That is controlled by the user.
What is controlled by the user?
We can control the browser with our testing, with our codes.
Your Selenium controls it. Who controls that? Selenium automates browser. Selenium.
Selenium.
What does control mean? Okay, perfect. What you said is correct. What does control mean?
That comes under our Selenium control.
That's what control ante. Control means what it controls. It controls browser actions, in the sense closing a browser, opening the browser, writing on something onto the browser,
or
right?
else we can make it wait for some time, like that.
Anything, making it wait for some time, writing some username, clicking on some button. All these are browser actions, right? All these controls, all these actions are done by Selenium on the browser. Okay, so it is doing on the browser or on the website. Where it will do, on the browser or on the website? Anyways, website is loaded on the browser, so technically it is doing on the browser only, correct? So Selenium automates browsers, in the sense, the meaning of this, whatever the website you load on the browser, Selenium automates it. Okay, you load Gmail, it will test it. You load facebook.com into a browser, it will do that browser action. As I said, it can remotely perform activity on that. Okay, if you load Amazon, it will test it. So Selenium is primarily, it is for a automating web application for testing purpose. So any web application which loads on a browser, Selenium has a capability to test it. That is what the meaning of this. Selenium automates browsers. Yes, it automates the browser. It closes the browser, open the browser, it writes some URL into the browser. Okay, after writing the URL, a website opens up. On that website, again, it can work. Okay, it will click on some button. Okay, it can get some data from the website. Okay, web scraping also you can do it. So everything, whatnot, everything can be done using Selenium if it is a web application and if it is loading on a browser. Any browser of your choice. Any modern browser, it will work. Now, using Selenium, can I automate a standalone or a desktop based application? Here I have core temperature. It will check the temperature of my machine. Handbrake. This will actually reduce the file size. So can I test these applications? Absolutely no. These are Windows based applications. These are not loads on a browser. So if it is not in a browser, your Selenium will not test it. So Selenium automates only web applications, or Selenium automates only those applications which has a capability to load on a browser. Okay, can your Selenium test Amazon? Yes, it is, because Amazon can load on a browser. So it tests it. Clear with this? Got the definition of Amazon? Sorry, got the definition of Selenium? What does Selenium do? Selenium automates browsers. That's it. Clear with this? Any questions on this? Next, let us talk about advantages of Selenium. And before that, a very, very important note actually. We have some flavors in Selenium, like Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, and Selenium Grid. These are the three flavors of Selenium. And even we used to have Selenium RC. It is deprecated from the market. It is not there. Okay. And there are still people who teach us this. That is a different story. But RC, it is outdated. Even you can't see it here. Even Selenium also removed it. So RC is deprecated. It is out of the market. In a simple words, I can say. Now it has a flavors called Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, Selenium Grid. Okay. I'll talk about this a lot. Okay, as we go in. But as just an introduction, IDE is simple record and playback, guys. It is a simple record and playback tool. It's an extension for Mozilla and Firefox browser. It is a simple add-on. An add-on for, so here I don't have that add-on, but something related like this. An add-on for Firefox and Chrome browser. What it will do, whenever you perform any activity, it will record it. Whenever you play it, again, it will reply back. It's like a tape recorder. Do it. Record it. It will record all your transactions. Run it. It will execute that. That's it. Okay. So this is not used as a end-to-end testing tool. That is not possible. It is simple a record and playback tool, and no need to worry about that. Now Selenium WebDriver. Yes. What says? Selenium says if you want to create robust browser-based regression automate suite, then Selenium WebDriver is your choice. Okay. So whatever I talk about Selenium WebDriver. If I talk about the advantages of Selenium, then I am talking about Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Selenium Grid is to perform distribution testing, or I can say cross-browser and cross-platform testing can be done using Selenium Grid. I'll discuss about that. Okay. As of now, just keep that aside. So now, whenever I talk about a Selenium, in the sense I am talking about Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium is nothing but Selenium WebDriver. Okay, it is not RC nor IDE. Okay, Grid is a concept of WebDriver that I'll talk about later on. Okay, if I am talking about next slide is advantages of a Selenium. So what does it mean? Advantages of RC or advantages of WebDriver or advantages of IDE? Advantages of WebDriver only. Okay, so whenever you get any job posting, if they say requirements on Selenium, it's nothing but requirements on Selenium WebDriver only. Okay, Selenium WebDriver is most commonly used in the organization. Clear, guys? Okay, yep. And the whole course is on Selenium WebDriver only. Whole course will be on Selenium WebDriver only. Now, let us talk about what are the advantages of Selenium when compared to the other competitors. So, advantages of Selenium. Just to compare Selenium, here I'm going to talk about QTP or UFT, just for the comparison. It's not that to learn Selenium, you need to learn IDE on QTP or vice versa. Because if I want to compare my tool, I need to compare it with some market competitor, right? If I want to say advantages of it, then obviously I need to compare with some other tool. So that is the reason I have taken that QTP into consideration. Okay, actually the thing what we need to understand is Selenium is completely built on drawbacks of QTP. There was a tool called QTP or UFT. It was monopoly on the market at certain time. If it is an automation, then that is QTP. 10 years back, Yes. Even have good hands on QTP or UFT. Yes, excellent tool. I can say nothing wrong in it, but they have not standardized their tool according to the market standard. Market rapidly changed, but they couldn't do it. So that's different story. Okay, and fine. So QTP is a tool. So Selenium is completely worked on the drawbacks of QTP, and they have produced a tool called Selenium. And even name also, understand it. QTP was actually introduced by Mercury Technologies, I guess. Okay, Mercury is the one who actually introduced QTP. Mercury Interactive. Okay, and the name of Selenium is given as Selenium. Why? Because Selenium is an antidote for Mercury. That's the reason they have named the tool as Selenium. Right? Next, Selenium is open source, freeware. It is not a paid tool, right? Selenium is completely open source. You can get it free. Not only free, you have access to the source code. If you want to make changes into make it, you can report to the community. If it is good, they'll adopt it. So it's an free and open source. Next, and the major advantage, Selenium can be operated from any operating system. If you have Windows, yes, you can use Selenium, no problem. If you have Linux, or if you have Solaris, or if you have Mac, whatever, it supports almost all major operating systems. This is a major advantage. Next, it supports almost all major browsers like Chrome, Internet Explorer, Safari, and Firefox, Edge, HTML browser, a lot of browsers. Okay, it supports almost all browsers, all major modern world browsers. Absolutely, it will support. You can execute on any browser. Next, and the very important is it supports multiple languages, guys. What is supporting multiple languages in the sense? See, if it is QTP, take an example. I'm good at Java. That will not work. You need to learn VB scripting at any cost. You are good at Python. It will not work. You need to learn VB scripting at any cost. So QTP or any other tool will give you a specific language to automate. But Selenium has given you multiple options. I'm good at Java. I go and I write Selenium script. One of my colleagues is good at C#, .NET. He will write his code. You are good at Python. You can go ahead and write your code. Means it is giving multiple options. It is not forcing us to learn a particular language, right? So all famous languages or all well-known languages it supports. So obviously, anyone who are from the IT background may have idea on any of this tool and they can start using automation like this. Okay, so the thing is that it supports multiple languages. Not only that, it's can be easily integrated with some open source tool, and it can be easily integrated with Maven, or it can be easily integrated with Jenkins and all those things that we'll discuss as we go in. Okay, not only that, we can perform parallel testing using Selenium Grid. Okay, not only parallel testing, you can distribute the load and test it. There are a lot of advantages. We'll discuss that. And not only that, it supports mobile testing also, not directly, guys. Okay, not directly, but you need to use Appium tool and you need to do that. Okay, mobile testing or mobile app testing is also supported by using Appium. Okay, next, cloud testing can also be done. Yes, cloud testing also we can do it. There are many advantages, but these are the few famous advantages really you need to know. Clear? Yes. So in the next session, we are going to talk about history of Selenium, and we are going to talk about configuration of Selenium in the next session. Any questions still here, guys?